Hey, Test Robin. What are you doing?
She's sleeping. How do you handle content creation burnout? Okay, so I've been streaming for 5 years now. I started probably 5.5. I started February 2016, and the amount of times I burnt out is phenomenal. I think the longest break I've ever taken from Twitch was 6 months, which definitely tanked all of the growth that I had done. That was maybe 2 years into streaming. What I have learned, because I am battling a little bit of burnout right now, just a little bit, because I feel like I'm pretty well balanced, but I'm starting to feel myself getting a little, what was that thing I said in the video? Well-meaning community members making jokes at your expense gets you, starts to irritate you or gets under your skin. I'm having social burn. I'm starting to feel a little socially burnt out. So my temper's a little shorter. And I've noticed this is a symptom of mine that is like the precursor to the burnout. I'm also getting a lot of like the feelings of like, well, I have to stream, I have to do this, I have to do this. Like, so once it starts to get into that have to, like, and it's like stressful, once it gets to that area, that is when I'm on the precipice of burnout. Like I'm teetering on the edge and I'm looking over and I'm like, oh please don't fall. Oh, please don't fall. Especially right now, because I am working so hard to get my momentum up. I am really tired of self-sabotaging and continuing to get momentum and then disappear for 3 months and crash it and do it right back and then crash it again. It literally kind of feels like Icarus and flying too close to the sun and the wings melting kind of thing. What I've done to temper it is back off. Whenever I notice it coming up, I back off a little bit. I don't stop, but I back off a little bit. I'll give myself a break. I'll take a day off. I won't force myself to stream. I will also cut my hours back a little bit. So I'm streaming, like I was doing Subnautica streams, 7-8 hours. And then I needed to pull, it's like, okay, we got to pull us back to like 3-hour streams. Get to where I feel like when the stream is ending, I'm like, oh, I don't want to end yet. Like, get to where that's the state of mind I'm in, because that means that I haven't pushed so far that I'm like exhausted and I still have the energy left. It's being mindful and aware of your energy levels. So it takes a lot of self-awareness, and you just got to be observing yourself, observing your patterns, understanding yourself. So when you do find that you have just hit a wall and you disappear and you're like, I can't stream tonight. I know I said I was going to, but I'm just going to take the night off. And then the next day you're like, I'm not really ready to come back. You know what? I might take the week off. And then a week turns into 2, and 2 weeks turns into a month, and a month turns into 3 months. And then you've got all of this anxiety and this feeling in your stomach that's like, the next time I'm gonna have to explain to everyone where I've been, and I feel so guilty. I'm a failure. I can't believe I wasn't able to do this, and look at me doing this again. Like, once you get to that level, you're in a bad spot at that level. Okay, let's just not mince words. That's not a good spot to be in. But once you hit that level, definitely, like Sky Sting is saying in chat here, be gentle with yourself, be kind, and I would focus on your body. This is gonna be like kind of a woo-woo answer, but this is just the nature of me. I would just stop stressing about once you're in that state of I haven't streamed in 2 or 3 months, and you're really stressed out, like, focus on your body, get your physical space clean, reorganize and clean up your, like, downsize, get rid of some stuff around your computer area, clean up all of your overlays and stuff. Don't go to like some big giant rebranding, but just tidy everything up, clean everything up, tidy everything up, make sure you're getting outside, doing a little bit of like moving your body. It doesn't have to be full-blown exercise, but give your body and give yourself and give your space a little bit of a cleanup makeover. Like, take care of yourself first. Relax your body, relax your mind a little bit, and then come back in once you're feeling like everything's clean and tidy and like you've got this refreshed feeling. Sometimes that could take a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen, like, it's not a one-day thing. Come back into streaming gently. And what I always do to help me is I just have the one stream where it's like I sit and just chatting, and this is me. I'm triple Gemini, so I want to run my mouth, and once I've said it, I feel better. Not everyone's going to function like this, but this does help me when I'm in a burnout and I've been gone for a couple of months, and then I've got this anxiety about that first stream back of, oh my God, I have to explain to everyone where I've been and everyone, all of this stuff. Nobody is upset with you, okay? First of all, nobody is mad. Nobody is like looking at you like nobody's doing that. You're doing that to yourself. When I do come back in on that first stream, I will just do do like basically like a vlog, basically like a life update. And I'm like, this is where I've been. This is why I've been gone. This is only as much as you're comfortable with sharing. I mean, you could have gone through a really tragic breakup. You could have lost a family member. You could just be dealing with a depression that you are not publicly vocal about. And that's super 100% valid. You don't have to share whatever you don't feel comfortable sharing in. I'm very open. I'm an open book. I like to share. I like to talk about all that stuff because it makes me feel like people who might be struggling with it silently can kind of like relate. So that's personally why I like to share. And I do think that makes a more connected audience with you. So it helps bring you and your audience a little closer together to share parts of your life. It doesn't have to be stuff that you're uncomfortable with. Some people keep their relationship totally private. Some people, their partner is always on stream with them. So it's really what you're comfortable with and what you want to make your content around. I don't typically like making content around my relationship because that feels like a part of my life that I can keep for myself. Like, this is mine. This is my thing. Some people are like that with their children. Some people are like that with their mental health. Some people are like that with their physical health or certain video games. Like, I'm not playing Breath of the Wild on stream right now. I'm not sharing that at all. That's mine. Like, I get to have this for myself. This is a game that I get to enjoy alone. And then I have a billion other games that I'm sharing. So keeping something for yourself, I think, is very important as a content creator, so that you can kind of keep a separation and boundaries between parts of your life and your public persona. It can get really toxic and be a spiral, and you feel like you lose yourself to it and nothing is yours. Lack of privacy is a thing. So I think I got off topic. I guess this is just going to be what happens tonight. The first stream that I do back, I do a word vomit so I can get it out of the way. And then I will kind of touch on it a little bit if people come in and ask, like, oh, you've been gone for a couple of months. How are you doing? Where have you been? And I'll just give like a short 1-sentence answer. I was like, oh, I was burnt out and I'm coming back from it. If you really want to hear like the long answer, watch the start of this VOD. Or I will pull out these like life update things, put it on my YouTube. Okay, check this out. Put it on my YouTube. Someone comes in and says, hey, where have you been? You've been gone for a couple of months. And I'm like, okay, I'll give them a 1-sentence answer. And then I'm like, if you want to see the full thing, if you want to hear like more in depth about what was going on, check out my YouTube video. And then you're pulling people from Twitch to YouTube and you're building up engagement on your YouTube content. If you want to do personal vlog style content, that's totally up to you. But in general, to summarize, how do I handle content creation burnout? I observe myself, I learn my patterns, I watch for symptoms that point to me burning out. So you might have to have a couple of burnouts before you notice the patterns, and that's okay. Experimentation is part of being a content creator. I pay attention to the symptoms. When I start to see a couple tiptoe up, I ease back. I pull myself back. I stop a little bit. I decrease my hours. I decrease the days that I'm streaming. I pull off of projects that I feel like I have to do, and I start doing stuff that is fun and exciting or easy, stress less. I focus on that type of content until I feel energized again. Sometimes this might include taking a couple days off, maybe even a week off. I don't think that this hustle everyday culture is healthy, although I will admit that it is how to build yourself in the algorithm, unfortunately. But I don't think that it's going to completely kill your career to take a week off every now and again. And you also have to look at yourself as you're your boss and your employee. So would you work for a boss that never gave you a 15-minute break on your 8-hour shift? I wouldn't. Would you work for a boss that you had to work every single day of the week for 3 months straight? You have to think about that. You're building your own career. You're building your own business. You set the hours, you set the patterns, you set it. So you have to keep that in mind and take days off. Give yourself days off. Give yourself like hours off. Make sure that you're building in to your daily routine. Give yourself a couple hours in the morning, couple hours in the evening that are not related. Have business hours. Don't respond to emails in certain hours. Don't respond to DMs during certain hours. Keep yourself protected. Protect your personal energy so that you can continue to create.